Welcome to the next episode of this video series, on Shortwave Radio for beginners. This video is an extension of the second part, on the basic theory of shortwave listening. This time, we are talking about bandwidth. What is this? Why is it relevant for you? Let's start. You are sitting in your Radio Shack, listening to a shortwave channel on 7450 kHz. But what does it mean, actually? Is your receiver only receiving signal from 7450 kHz? Well, not exactly. Let's see how it actually works. AM radio signals consist of three parts. In this example, 7450 kHz is the carrier frequency. This is the frequency your device is tuned to. Below this frequency is the lower sideband, above, the upper sideband. This means, a signal is actually not only one frequency, but a small frequency range. In this example, a 10 kHz range from 7445 to 7455 kHz. This 10 kHz range is the bandwidth of the radio signal. The wider the bandwidth, the more information and sound quality can be transmitted. Not all signals have the same bandwidth. Some are wider, some smaller. SSB mode, used by radio amateurs, only use one side of the full AM signal, so the bandwidth is also half-sized. Now you know what a bandwidth of a radio signal is. But what is the purpose of the bandwidth button on your radio? You cannot change the bandwidth of the signal itself. So, what is it for? The bandwidth setting on your device will actually set a frequency range your device is listening to. This setting is also called as a bandwidth filter. This will actually cut down a part of the signal on both sides, or pick up some more background noise. For example, if you use a wide bandwidth filter on your device, like 20 kHz, and you tune to 7450 kHz, you will actually listen to a frequency range from 7440 to 7460 kHz, which is more than the signal itself. If your radio signal is 10 kHz wide, with the same bandwidth setting, you have an optimal reception. Setting a wide bandwidth filter can improve reception by receiving more information, but can cause noise or interference. Setting a narrow bandwidth filter can reduce noise and interference, but causes a loss of signal, information and sound quality. In this example, with a 10 kHz bandwidth, a narrow filter will cut down too much of the frequencies, and will cause a bad sound quality. A 10 or 20 filter will work perfectly if there is no other signal next to the one you are listening to. If there is another signal next to the one you are listening to, this is where the right bandwidth filter will help you a lot. By reducing your filter, in this case, to 10 kHz, you can avoid that your device is listening to different signals at the same time, which will cause interference and a bad sound quality or no reception at all. And finally, here's some important information about bandwidth. Bandwidth is also referred to as selectivity in some manuals, or abbreviated as BW. Bandwidth can be provided as an absolute value, like 10 kHz, or relative, 5 kHz plus minus, these are the same. AM broadcast stations use wider bandwidth, less than 10 kHz. Amateur ham operators use the narrow SSB mode, less than 5 kHz. Your device will usually select the right bandwidth automatically for you. Some devices have fixed bandwidths, others can be configured. Consider this when purchasing your equipment. Next time, we will talk about choosing the right equipment for shortwave radio listening. You may also be interested on other videos on this channel about our adventures and travel vlogs from all around the world. See you next time, comment below and thanks for watching.